Welcome back. Well, Australians in lockdown certainly know the effect those restrictions are having on mental health, particularly for families and teenagers. Parents are busy working from home, sitting on laptops, while teenagers are locked away from the world in their own lonely spaces. Stefanie Liu is a psychologist who works with ParentalEQ. This is a platform providing on-demand counselling for parents. She's seen a 190% spike in parents reaching out for help in the last 3 months. She joins me now. Stefanie, thank you for your time.
Hello, thank you.
Now, we keep hearing about the stress that people are under at the moment. You're at the front line. What's hurting people most and why?
Well, what we're really seeing at Parental EQ is that, like children and parents alike, they are all really missing their friends and family, that connection that they have. Parents are really struggling with the breakdowns in routines and also juggling work, family life, homeschooling, and all of this can really impact the parent-child relationship.
And how worried are parents at the moment? How common is it for them to be worried about their children, their sons and their daughters, slipping through the cracks in terms of, remote learning and not catching up?
Yeah, so clearly some parents are definitely really worried about this, but everyone's actually in the same boat. And parents only need to do what they can do, and the children will be okay. So, in our view, parents are actually doing an incredible job and they're being too tough on themselves. And it's important that parents are actually looking after themselves. As the metaphor goes, putting the oxygen mask on themselves before their child.
Similar to what they should be doing with the vaccine, right? All right, how widespread is the worry of financial stress? Because we've got access to welfare for those who are doing it tough, but it probably doesn't cover what they need.
Yeah. So financial stress definitely is very real for some people, and many parents are quite worried about their financial situation. But what we have noticed at Parental EQ is that the anxiety that parents are feeling from all that can be rubbed off onto the children, and parents need to be aware of that. And often we don't realize it, but children are actually feeling how we're feeling and what we're going through as well. So in Parental EQ, we have modules that can help support parents and how to support children through some of these emotions as well.
Okay, let's talk about that. For those who are
Yeah.
watching now and have
Yeah.
probably felt somewhat guilty in the way they've treated their kids, because we're all locked up in the same place, we're seeing way too much of each other.
Yeah.
What are the simple things to remember to get yourself back on track?
Yeah. So there are three key things that I think is most important for parents to remember is firstly is that quality time. So make sure you can try and build in some breaks and some quality time like 15 to 20 minutes a day or even a week if it's more doable. So it's doing things like baking or handball outside, walking, reading a book, any activities, could be games. But the most important thing is they need to be present in that time with them. And when possible, having some quality time for yourself to take care of yourself as well. The other thing is using some active listening skills, finding opportunities to have conversations, ask open ended questions, and to find out what's happening for them, how they're feeling and what's going on, but to avoid making any judgments or giving any advice and be clear when you're talking to them, when you're having that open communication, be clear about what you're saying to them as well.
You see, this is
The
the
other,
problem with... Sorry, go on. The other thing, you tell us
yeah.
the other thing. Yep.
The other thing I was going to say is showing affection. So that's a little bit simpler in a way. It really benefits children if it happens often, is that you could smile, eye contact, a hug. Sometimes even if it's just a touch, that can help you reconnect with your child. And, we all day we're glued to screens and we sometimes forget that we do actually need a hug or a comfort or just someone there. So that's definitely something that's good to do.
A hug, listen a lot more, stop giving them orders because you're stressed out about what they're up to or what they're not up to. Just back off both them and back off yourself, and don't be too hard on yourself, right?
Yeah, definitely. You just have to be good enough parents.
Okay, all right, I'll try. Stefanie, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go, Stefanie Liu.